So this actual website just provides information about what Forex Insiders is, right? If they want to check plans, they can check plans in the United States. There's 3 types of plans that we'll offer in the United States. So for 1 month, a monthly subscription is $79 a month. If you purchase 6 months together, you get 1 month free. So it'd be average of $65 a month. Or you can purchase 12 months up front, and you get 3 months for free. So there's different plans that you can choose for success or for Forex Insiders. How does it work? It works like step 1, 2, 3, right? Number 1, Forex Insiders, we provide an optimal trading idea. When we find an optimal trading idea, we push that out 3 different ways. It gets pushed out. It gets pushed out through the Forex Insiders app. It gets pushed out to your email, and it gets pushed out to your back office website of Success Factory. So 3 different places that the idea gets pushed out. And then Forex Insiders allows you to copy and paste from within the app. So you literally just put your thumb on it. You copy it like you would, you're copying a hyperlink, and then you would go to your broker account and then you paste it. And I'll show you the 3 numbers that you're copying and pasting, right? It also has different news and education that's in the back office. So when you actually have access to Forex Insiders, you'll have access to different news and different types of education. There's 2 PDF educational documents that are in there. One is what is Forex and how to start it. It goes through different trading strategies, and it goes through our different trading strategies. So there's 2 different books that if you wanted more education and more videos, you could go in there. Also on this site,
it's not moving, Jason.
The website isn't moving?
No, we're seeing the first thing at the top, Forex Insiders.
Oh no. Let me know if it here, let me stop sharing and reshare. Can you see it now?
Yes, there we go.
Okay. So down at the bottom on this website, it always will show the last month's results. So this is the best strategy for the last month has been 31% for the month. The win rate for the month has been 80%, which means if we put out 10 ideas this month, 8 of the ideas were winning ideas, 2 of them were losing ideas. And then the best strategy over the last 12 months, has been 61%. Right, so they'll show the results on this website. Like I said, is it scrolling now?
Yes, got it.
Okay. So like I said, this is the choose your plan. They have an opportunity to choose your plan. Now, if you went to it right now in the United States, you wouldn't be able to purchase it. It would just take you to a website and just say you can't do it. And then going forward, the company is not in competition with the distributors. You would actually have to have a referral code or someone that referred you to be able to purchase this product. Okay, so that's forexinsiders.com if you just want to see some simple ideas of what it is. Let me go into the back office. Can you see the back office screen now?
Yes.
Okay. So once you have ownership of the product in Success Factory's back office, you'll have access to it here as well. And so this is where it has ideas, we have news, we have education, and then we have all of our reports in the back office. Right now you see that there's 0 active ideas. Why are there 0 active ideas? It's because it's Saturday, right? The markets, the foreign exchange markets are only open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and they close, and then they're not open on Saturday and Sunday, which means that if you have an open trading idea late in the day on Friday, you'll notice a lot of times you'll get a notification that says the trading idea was canceled or that it closed out, because you don't want to be stuck over the weekend with some open trade, right? Because a lot of things can happen on a Saturday, Sunday. The markets open back up on Monday, and all of a sudden the trading ideas are gone, right? So this will always have the performance history of all of our trading ideas. Right, so you can see right here, this is from just this past Friday. So it says 1 day ago. So you can see the time frame right here. Let me see if I can increase this. Is that better to see?
Looks good.
Okay, so we had 3 trading ideas on Friday. You can see one of the trading ideas was a loss. The second trading idea was a winning idea, and the third trading idea was a winning idea as well. Okay, so on Friday there was 3. This was just yesterday. So there's 3 ideas, 1 loss, 2 won. So like I said, theory versus practice, right? So don't think every single idea is going to be a winning idea, right? So let me show you how this an idea works. So this right here, this is sell idea number 7994. This was the euro. This is the way to read it. It's EUR and then JPY. These are all Every currency has a 3-letter pairing to it. What this is saying is this is the euro against the Japanese yen. So it's the euro against the Japanese yen, and you see that it's right here, it's called a sell idea, right? So let me just stop my screen for a moment so I can show you what this means. So this is the euro versus the Japanese yen, and in a selling idea, right? So euro versus Japanese yen, so euro versus Japanese yen sell. So basically what we're saying is what will happen to the euro when it's paired up against the Japanese yen. And if it's a selling idea, it means that we think that the value of the euro is going to go down against the value of the Japanese yen. Make sense? If it's a sell idea, we believe that it's going to go down versus a currency pair. The opposite is true as well. So if we said that this was a buy idea, right? If we said that this was a buy idea, we were betting or trading the idea that it would go up against the Japanese yen, right? So that's really all you need to know. Is the selling idea, you hope that it goes down. A buying idea, you hope that the value is going up, right? So charts are always going like this inside of the foreign exchange markets. You don't need to try to figure out which way it's moving. That's what our AI does. That's what our robots do, is they're analyzing the market. They look at this currency pair and they say, you know what, we believe that the value of the euro is going to go down in relation to the value of the Japanese yen. Okay, everyone with me still, I hope?
Yes.
Okay, understand. Okay, so then we provide three numbers, 3 important numbers for you. Number 1 is this number right here. It's called the entry price, right? The entry price. So this is where you enter the trade into your brokerage account. That's the first number that you would copy and paste that in. So you would say in your brokerage account, you go find the pairing, euro versus Japanese yen. And don't worry if you're getting confused or it sounds like nonsense to you. We'll make all kinds of tutorials and nice little simple videos and do all kinds of education continue to make sure you understand it, exactly how to do it. So the first price is the entry price. That's the price that you enter the trade in. Then we have a stop loss number. So you see the stop loss number is different than the entry price number, right? And it's a higher number. Why is it a higher number? Because like I said, the reason why the stop loss is a higher number is because we believe that the value of the euro is going to go down, right? So you enter the price at one spot. So this is the entry price, right? So you enter here. And if we think that it's a sell idea, we believe that it's going to go down, right? But what happens if it moves in the wrong direction? What if it goes the opposite of what we believe and it went up instead of going down? So if it started to go up, what we want to do is minimize the risk, right? So what we give you is a second number, and it's called a stop loss. And that's exactly what it says. Stop my losing. Stop me out of the trade. Get me out of the trade right now. And so if it hits that line, it's a stop loss, and that percent is usually a small percent from what you have in your trade, so that we want to minimize the downside for everyone. So that's an important number to understand, is a stop loss. If it goes the opposite way than what we think, you want to minimize your risk and stop the loss. Okay. So then we provide 5 other numbers after that, and you'll see that there's 5 other numbers. So if we believe that the trade is going to go down, we offer take profit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So take profit 1 is the least amount of risk. Take profit 2 is the second least amount of risk. 3, 4, 5, take profit 5 obviously is the most amount of risk because it has to move the greatest distance. Okay, take profit 5 is the most amount of risk because it has to move the greatest distance in the pairing. So let me go back to my screen and show you the 5 numbers of take profit. So with this trade, you'll see the first take profit level is right here. So that's the first number. So if you want the least amount of risk, that would be the number that you would copy and paste and put into your brokerage account. So, and then you'd be done, right? So you'd copy paste entry price, then you'd copy and paste the stop loss, and then you'd copy and paste, this number right here. And you can see when I click on it, it'll say amount copied to the clipboard, right? So it's intuitive. So whatever I'm clicking on, that's how you copy and can paste it. Same thing is true for the mobile app on your phone. So, and you'll see percentages here, right? So when you look at the percents or the rates of return, it'll tell you, obviously, the one with the most amount of risk, take profit 5, can yield the greatest percent return, right? So if you took take profit 5 and it did hit take profit 5, your return for that one trade would have been 13.5% return. If you took take profit 1 and it hit take profit 1, your return for that trade would be 1%. Okay, so you can always see the percentages that are here. Over here, you also will see more detail of the trade. This is for the person that really wants to understand more. The average person is just going to copy and paste and get on with their day, but someone that really wants to understand the trades, we provide more in-depth analysis as to what's going on. We show you where the idea enters in around 131.51. It's the same number as the entry price. And then these are important disclaimers right here to pay attention to. Do not risk more than 3% of your capital per trade, right? Which means if you have $100 in your account, then you shouldn't risk more than 3% or $3 on any one trade, right? Meaning that the other 97% is safe and just sitting in your balance, right? So for any one trade, you should never have more than 3% of your capital live in any one trade, right? And that's important. And again, we'll show you how to set those parameters up inside of the brokerage accounts for you. Here's another trading idea. This one was the Australian dollar against the Canadian dollar, right? So again, it's a sell idea. It was another sell idea. So we believe that the value of the Australian dollar was going to go down against the Canadian dollar. And this one happened to be a winning idea. And you'll see them highlighted here, winning idea for take profit 1. And it was a winning idea for take profit 2. What's important to see on here is that it was not a winning idea for take profit 3, 4, and 5. Right? So that'll be important for you to figure out what is your risk tolerance as you are out there in the trading world, right? So it's important for you to figure out what is your risk tolerance. That's why for the first month, if you combine your app, there's 3 apps that you basically are going to have to do this. One is the Forex Insiders app. One is your brokerage app, and we would recommend Forex.com. They're just the biggest broker that's out there, so Forex.com. And then also MetaTrader 4 app or MetaTrader 5 app. If you use Forex.com, you would use the MetaTrader 4 app. And the reason that you want to connect it into a MetaTrader app is because inside of MetaTrader, you can do something called a demo account, right? You can have a demo account. And the reason why you'd want to use the demo account is because it allows you to simulate the real thing. It allows you to learn how to put a trading idea in. It allows you to understand how to copy paste and what an entry price is. It allows you to understand how to put in the stop loss. It allows you to understand for yourself, what is your risk tolerance? Do you like take profit 1? Do you like take profit 2, 3, 4, or 5? And it allows you to do it for the first month, or you could do it longer for 2 months or 3 months to get familiar with it and figure out in a demo account without your money being at risk, what is your risk tolerance and what methodology do you enjoy doing the best? All right. So I would recommend that you do a demo account and that you simulate the real thing. It's a great way to learn. It's a great way to learn your risk tolerance and then go about doing the real thing. All right. So let me get back to the screen here. And so this is a sell idea. And if you put this in, you would see that it hit take profit 1 and take profit 2. And like I said, it did not hit take profit 3, 4, or 5. That means if you happen to take this trading idea and you said, I wanted to choose take profit 3. And so you entered in the entry price, you entered in the stop loss, and you entered in take profit 3. Basically what happened is it didn't ever reach take profit 3, and then it moved in different directions, meaning that you would not have won in that trading idea. If that makes sense to you. It only won because it only hit the mark for take profit 1 and take profit 2, right? Because again, it's more risk, the 3, 4, and 5 levels, because it has further to move. But the upside to that is if it does hit it, you could have a higher return. Here's the other trading idea. Another trading idea was the Australian dollar against the Swiss franc on Friday. And you'll see that it hit take profit 1 and 2. Here's another one that was the later in the day on Thursday, and you'll see this as well. And so you'll also get notified that sometimes the ideas are canceled, right? Which means that you need to delete it out of your brokerage account. Why would it get canceled? It's because it wasn't moving in a direction that was going to hit the that wasn't going to hit the entry price and wasn't going to hit the take profit level. So we just canceled the idea and get you out of the trade, and then you have no money at risk at that time. It just puts your money back into the balance. Okay, so that's what the ideas look like. They're very simple. It looks like a lot of numbers, but the main thing is recognizing there's a couple parameters that you set. It's like everything else. It's once you get in the habit and the rhythm of doing something, like I said, when the notifications come, you copy paste, go into your app. Same thing you would do with like a text message or doing something else. And it's very simple to be able to do it. In the future, what we're looking to do is to be able to automate the process to where you don't need to be involved at all. You basically just set the parameter. You say, look, I want every single trade idea that comes. And I want every single trade idea to be at take profit 3 or take profit 4 or take profit 5. And I only want 1% of my balance at risk, or 2% or 3%, never more than 3%. So you as the customer will set the parameters. And then when the trading idea gets pushed, you don't even have to worry about seeing the notification. You don't have to worry about looking at the email. You don't have to worry, do I have my app set up right? Do I copy paste it right? Did I copy paste it wrong? It'll just automatically do it for you. And you can start it and stop that as often as you want. And so that's where we're going into the future. We're working hard in the background to be able to get that process done through a lot of different due diligence and a lot of legal processes, and working with 2 major regulatory bodies in the United States to be able to get that done. But let me show you the reports, because in the back office here, you'll have access to these reports. There's monthly reports, there's quarterly reports, and there's lifetime reports. And so this will be for the past month. So you can see here's the different take profit levels and the returns for the month of February. Right? So this will give you an idea when you go to simulate, hey, I think I want this type of strategy or that type of strategy. You'll see for the month of February, the first thing to look at is the success rate, right? So number 1, are the ideas winning a majority of the time? Yes. Then from there, then you say, what is my risk threshold, right? My risk threshold is whatever I want it to be, right? So the success rate in February, we produced 30 ideas in February, 24 of them were winning ideas. And we'll always highlight right here what was the highest return out of all the different categories, right? So the highest return possible was in take profit 3, right? So you'll see there's 2 different columns here. One column is called passive, right? This column right here is called passive. And then this column over here is called active. So what's the difference between the 2? Passive means that when the trading idea comes, I just passively copy and paste at take profit level. I enter the trade and I leave it and I go back to doing my work and hanging out with my kids or going on a walk on the beach or whatever it is that I'm doing. I'm just a passive person. I copy paste it and put the trade in and I left it alone. Right? So if that's all that you do, you can see if you were just copy and pasting passively for take profit 1, it was a negative 1% return. Take profit 2 was a plus 2% return for February. Take profit 3 passive was 9%. Take profit 4 was minus 18%. All right. And then active is different. Active means that you have a little bit more education. Maybe you've got a little bit more experience. Active means once you enter the trade, and as the trade is moving, you are actively adjusting those 3 numbers as the trade is live. So you're actively adjusting the entry price, you're actively adjusting the stop loss, and you're actively adjusting your take profit. And I'm not going to go into a big explanation as to why you would want to do that, because active is more risky, but active can also yield a greater return. So this is more for someone that's a little more advanced. Once they're maybe 6 months using the product or they're familiar with it, there is a strategy that is very unique, and why you'll see take profit 3 has a plus 31%, because basically what you're doing in a trade like that is you would enter the trade, you'd enter the entry price, you'd enter the stop loss, and then you would enter in take profit 3, right? You'd enter in take profit 3. Then as the trade is moving, if the trade is moving in the right direction, right? As the trade is moving in the right direction, what you do is you adjust the stop loss from here all the way down to take profit 2. Why would I adjust it all the way down to take profit 2? Because the moment I do that, I automatically lock in my profit right here.
Sweet.
right? I automatically lock in my profit. Now I have the same amount of risk, but now I'm risking on the higher return. So that'll lock in the profit, and I'm hoping that it's going to go here. If it goes there, then I adjust it again. If it goes there, I adjust it again, which is why you'll see when I show the report why a take profit 5 active has a massive yield to it, but it also can have a good loss to it if you don't know what you're doing, right? So for the average person, myself, what I did from the very beginning since March of 2020 is I just did passive for a year at Take Profit 2. That was my risk tolerance. I hate losing money. I love my money going to work for me every day. I love compounding my money. I love having $10 turn to 20, 20 turn to 40, 40 turn to 100, 100 turn to 1,000, 1,000 turn to 10,000, etc. And so for myself, my own personal story is I put money into it, a good amount of money. It wasn't all of my money, and I wouldn't recommend anybody do that at all. The minimum deposit is $100 to start for most brokers, right? So it's $100. But I did Take Profit 2 passive for a year, and I always give myself a year, 12 months or 18 months to see if something works, right? Because I understand the difference between theory and practice. But I also am someone that I don't like a lot of risk. I like to minimize my risk, and I like my money to go make more money for me. I had, as Dean said, I spoke a lot with all the people from the Shark Tank around the world. And if you remember, if you know who Mr. Wonderful is, and Kevin O'Leary, the bald guy, he's usually really mean to people. He's actually a really great human being. But I remember him telling me his philosophy on money, that if he sends $1 out to go do a job, he wants his dollar to come back with some prisoners of war, right? So he doesn't want his dollar to be lost in the battle. He doesn't want his dollar just to win. He wants his dollar to bring back some prisoners of war, which means if you have $1 go do a job for you, it ought to bring back 2, right? And if you have $2 go do work for you, it ought to bring back 4, right? If I put $4 out, they ought to come back with 8, right? So that's my philosophy too. I like compounding money. I like then going to create more cash flow and saving a higher percent as my cash flow increases. I like to save a higher and higher percent of my cash flow and then put it back into income producing assets, right? So that's how you eventually win the money game, is to be able to do things like that. So I just did Take Profit 2 passive for a year. And for myself, the amount that I had initially put into my brokerage account, it doubled in 12 months time.